and then we woke back up in the cave.
Which part of me realizes would have been more effective if I just let you all think Tiberius had died and you all wake up there and he's just like...
But yes, Tiberius is alive. Did you die? Sadly, yes. But I live.
No, it'd be more of a case of no, my death, it was greatly exaggerated, you see.
Yeah. It was a fun adventure.
Fun is one word. I don't know if I'd use it, but fun is a word.
Oh, and
I was thinking about that.
The very last thing that we did before ending last session was Rada making sure no one heard what she said. And telling Tooth, no, we're not going to talk about it.
I still feel dirty.
That was amazing. Though, I did have a thought. Erden, how much health does your character have?
70 something.
Nice. If I would have went all out, I probably could have one-shot you as well. Running through the numbers, I was like, oh man, if I really wanted to, I was like, good golly, could almost one-shot.
How much health do you have?
About 70. Not the same.
Cool.
But no, I mean, and again, that would only be if I crit on a couple of my rolls. I think if I didn't crit on anything, I would probably be just under your health. Around 60.
I believe that.
Megan just sent me a Snapchat of the radio singing Jesus Take the Wheel because she's on the road right now and we've got that same snowstorm as you guys.
Ooh, yeah. It's all over.
Yeah. It's just, Jesus Take the Wheel.
Which wheel? The front right one or the steering wheel?
Preferably just all of them so they're all going the same way. She said she already saw someone do a total 180.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people do that.
I just don't understand why when it snows, people lose their minds and just forget how to human.
Well, they think they can drive like normal. Like there's one great, and of course they had a California plate. They went to make their left, and they just kept sliding, and of course hit the tree right there. It was great.
Pretty sure that it was Ivan who said it, but it makes me laugh every time I think about it. Where it's like, you may have four-wheel drive, but you do not have four-wheel stop.
It's true.
You have ditch stop, or tree stop, or rollover stop. That was me. I added that.
I mean, speaking of personal experience, the rollover stop is not fun.
Anyway, all right. So you guys are back in the cave. You're safe. You have all your spell slots. You have all your hit points. Your emotions may still be haywire. Those were very real. But aside from that, everything's perfectly normal. And as far as your companions who were not there, that never happened. You had a nice sleep, and you're ready for the next day. Those of you who did have that dream, though, I will say that you will be fatigued. Because what happened, man?
Yeah. First thing that Rada does after making sure that none of the shared dreamers heard what she said, she's just going to take off her tabard, run into the lake.
Okay.
Yep. Leaving nothing to the imagination. Just doesn't care at the moment.
Ern will turn to everyone else, just like, okay, is anyone else feeling like doing that, or do you need?
I feel like I gotta pray. These gods are getting way too involved in my life.
No. Tell me how that feels.
Funny thing is you don't actually know if Eros was there or if you guys just imagined the whole thing.
I don't know. It felt pretty real to me. I'm pretty sure I lost a tooth.
Dad, he flew into the river. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. I'm so tired. All right. Dad jokes, they're coming in full force.
That's okay. They're good.
The best type of joke.
I'm here to enjoy that one. Oh. All right. So, aside from jumping in the lake, in your birthday suit, what else are we doing?
Honestly, actually, I think Ern will actually like try and walk around the edge of the lake and see if we can find the river that's theoretically feeding it.
Are you gonna pull your sword out so you can see?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigate. Also, check your chat.
I have.
Okay.
See your investigation. That's 14.
You go a long way. It takes you several minutes to get around this lake. It's a lot bigger than you anticipated. And you get to the other end. You do find the river. It is not big enough for a giant swan to get through. It is not big enough for a centaur to get through. It's really only big enough for two to get through. And it looks like it drops quite suddenly from up above. So it's coming like it's filtering like in from the surface somewhere.
Okay.
Looks kind of like a water slide.
Those are very fun water slides where they drop you 10 feet.
Yeah, it's just whoa. If Tooth were to go down it, he'd probably fly across the lake and end up back at you guys.
Skipping stone physics.
He comes out the tube, doesn't even hit the lake, he just flies over it and lands on the other end of the going here.
That's a lot of momentum.
It's steep. Reaches terminal velocity real fast.
That would just be something funny to just see.
I'm gonna go outside the cave to see if there's anything out there. We haven't really. I don't feel like we've been out of this cave for about 2 months. Oop, I'm not. Go ahead.
What did she say?
Oh, I'm just headed outside the cave.
I need you to give me high or low.
Low.
Okay. You get outside, and it is night. So it's almost as dark out there as it is in the cave. Well, there does not appear to be anything or anyone moving around outside. You don't hear crickets. You don't hear the wind blowing through the grass. It's pretty silent out there. You can see a few stars in the sky.
Ooh, fun. Well, then I'm going to take this time to, as we are regrouping, just kind of meditate and, try and get my connection to the deities a little bit stronger. So next time we fight an
Ash cloud.
ash cloud, a volcanic ash cloud, I will be able to do something a little bit more than just cause my friends a little discomfort and pain and potential death.
That was a beautiful escalation right there.
I mean, there's a couple times.
Go and give me. Since you're doing a meditation, go ahead and give me a wisdom check. There isn't concentration in this version.
14.
Okay, your focus is fairly stable. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
21.
So as you're meditating, your focus isn't entirely on this meditation. Like you're a monk. You're still kind of focused on like listening to make sure you're not getting snuck up on and that other things aren't happening while you're still trying to do the meditation. So you're kind of still split. You do feel as though your deity is listening. He's listening. But that's all he's doing right now. There's no response or anything. He's not gonna like actively give you any advice right now or be like pat you on the back. You get this feeling that he's not proud, but he's like, you're getting there, kid.
Makes sense.
Like, you still got to go.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
Right. What are the other two doing? We got Tiberius and Idea who are.
I feel like Tiberius is going to be sound asleep. That was quite the dream. Took a lot out of him. He's not normally used to anything that's stressful but doesn't involve money directly.
Idea's player is too busy cooking to be thinking about what Idea is doing.
Tiberius is more used to financial crises rather than emotional crises.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't do well with emotional ones. Financial ones, he can usually make a killing. The emotional ones, though, tend to kill him.
It's true. He did have old feeling surface that he had forgotten existed.
Yep.
You're alive. Why did you turn the light off? I meant to just turn it on. Did you get my Snapchat? Did Jesus take the wheel? Yeah. At first I was like, did she do this on purpose? And then I was like, oh, yes. That was funny. I made a funny joke. So Henry was like, I think I lost a tooth. And I was like, you did. He flew into the river. Just realized how much my was in the car. Do you need them? But I don't tell them not to overnight. Do you want to go back in there? Okay. If it were going to be like 100 degrees out there, I'd tell you to go get them, but they'll be fine. Anyway, so you guys have just woken up and realized that it was all in bed. Rada stripped herself and jumped in the lake. Erden went to go search for the river to see if it actually existed, and we found in fact, a water slide that would probably shoot you at terminal velocity across the lake. Because you're
try.
Well, you're not with him. No, Tang. You're still over with Tiberius, who has passed out because you guys are all a little fatigued due to crazy dreams. But you are the only one who would fit in the hole, so if Erden comes back and tells you that, you're welcome to try and figure out how to get in there, but you don't know where the entrance to that river is. And Henry went to go meditate outside the cave.
Well, I and Erden have night vision. It was Erden who didn't have night vision.
Yeah, Erden needs his sword to see, yes.
Now, day vision, I have that for in spades.
But do you truly need it?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Day vision? Well, I mean, if you guys end up staying in the dark too long, they're going to definitely be blinded when the sun comes back. It's going to be like a really bad hangover. Yeah. There isn't an Underdark in this world, but if you somehow end up in the underworld, and then find, if you end up there for a while and then come back, you'll be able to see. They weren't. I don't foresee that happening, but I have not foreseen a lot of the stuff that's happening.
How do we truly know that Tiberius didn't die? Let's go to the underworld, make sure that we can get him back.
There's a book that references names that eventually need to die, right? We can just erase a few of those. We have Tang around, right?
It's fine.
I don't think she can erase them with her pen, though. I think it can only erase what she writes.
There's only one way to find out. We must attempt.
Continue our role play. What are we?
Well, after completing the polar bear swim, Raul, get out of the lake, grab her clothes. Tang, who's still trying to sleep because she is not a morning person, she's just long rest would be more than 3 hours, so she'd be humanoid. Take her wet hair, scrunch it out over her face to wake her up, and before dragging her outside to have a discussion.
Tang did not appreciate that.
No, she didn't.
When you go outside, you will find Henry out there meditating.
This was around an abandoned town, correct?
Yes.
Right. Well, you're not going to go extremely far. You gotta make sure that we can retreat to pseudo safety if necessary. But it's going to sit Tong down. If Henry isn't too busy meditating, he might hear Tong. This past evening we had a interesting shared dream. And a dream which was disturbing enough that I am going to... Yeah, I want you to know that I am serious when I ask you this. Well, ask this of you. Tell me about the Tao. I am.
Tell me about the what?
Tell me about the Tao. I realize you explained it a long while ago that it was a difficult thing to explain. But I feel as if I am now ready for an explanation. Okay, this is a strange request. I'm willing to do it for you. I would not have expected this from someone like you. I am not, I mean, yes, it is an extremely difficult thing to explain. Do you give me a moment?
Hold on. I'm trying to talk, but my mic is not picking things up. Oh, Henry, will you give me a perception check?
Okay. I'm pretty. Let's see. Perception. Hmm. 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably enough to hear. I just wanted to, because if you could hear, I would let you continue. Because it's, I don't want you to feel like you have to talk to yourself if it's not necessary, but he probably can hear you. 15's pretty good.
15 is pretty good, but I can say probably I'm not going to be paying that much attention, and we'll probably focus more on not listening to them than to actually listen to eavesdrop. And so all I know is that they went off, they started a conversation, and I just focused more on my meditation.
Okay.
That is what I will do.
Perfect. How do I want to... Having been in the position of being a bunch of NPCs talking to each other, it's a pain in the butt.
I don't mind. In essence, the remainder of the conversation would go along the lines of, I'm not ready to talk about it just yet because it's so complicated. I am going to talk with the Roman now, if he's awake.
But you can wake him up.
He's in a delirious state, but yeah, you're welcome to try.
As you see off to the side, Tooth drinking liquor.
Irish whiskey?
Most likely.
Oh, you have that freaking flask.
I mean,
It never runs out of Irish whiskey.
Depending on how long the conversation goes, I think Arden would have come back and joined Tooth.
Sorry I blew you up, man.
Still friends, right? Would you like to sip?
It's fine. It's not the first time I've been blown up. Also, we got out of that dream really quickly, so you might have ended up helping.
Do you think Tiberius hates me? My partner? We had a business together.
It's all yours now.
I think Tiberius hates all of us.
Something will change one day. I don't know what. Oh, actually, I can get a pretty good idea of what'll change because when you guys get back to the regular world, Tiberius, you may be broke.
What?
We don't even have to wait that long. We'll just have to wait for Tong's conversation with Tiberius.
Yeah. You're gonna find out here pretty soon.
I'm very concerned now.
It's nothing against you. It's simply just history happening. I promise. I did not target you. You just chose a race that ultimately was going to fail. Speaking of which, hey, that new woman came in. Tiberius is still at least trying to sleep. Probably not entirely asleep because everybody else is up and moving around, but he's trying. So the two of you who are up and drinking, see Tang come in. Hi. I don't want your butt in my face.
Wow.
Ern will wave at Tong as she goes by.
Early morning drinkers, I see.
Technically, we've all been up for the past at least 2 hours.
Does that have something to do with this shit? Wrong accent. Does this have something to do with that shared dream Rada just told me about?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot.
What did I miss?
Primordial love, god of love.
Okay, I didn't miss a thing then.
Shenanigans. It ended with an explosion. And I felt at least part of it. I think.
Pretty sure he's dead. He hasn't moved. And he definitely died in the dream.
All you hear is the occasional grunt.
Hold on. Let me try something. I'm gonna take a gold coin up and I'm gonna put it under his nose.
He's not a leprechaun. He can't smell gold.
You probably smell gold.
Truth is a little buzzed right now. I know Tiberius, he thinks this would work.
Yep. I think between the noticing the gold and the alcohol.
I want you to give me a perception.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to try and stop Tooth from being too drunk, kind of like taking my time with the sips rather than a quick back and forth.
Tooth, I want a constitution save.
That would be an 18.
It's gonna take a lot of whiskey to make you drunk. 14. So it's not so much that you smell gold, it's that Tooth drunkenly stumbles into you and you feel the gold coin slap your face.
That would fit well. I think plus that plus noticing the booze would definitely pique his interest. He could use a drink after that.
I'll let you have a sip.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you're awake.
Just look up against his face. I didn't mean to blow you up.
Oh,
You're violating me.
Somebody's a little drunk.
yeah. Oh,
Hey, you're awake. You got caught crossing the border, correct?
Hey, it is Skyrim.
George is on.
Yeah.
oh gosh. Does this mean there's gonna be dragons next?
As long as I can learn how to speak their language.
Oh yeah, that's true. We get to shout.
This armor barely survived its first dragon fight. I don't want to put it through another.
Hey, King Beowulf was barely affected by dragon breath. It was just a bite to the neck that was inconveniencing him.
Yeah. Somehow.
Tiberie. Te ubi Wainit. Where are you from?
Me? I'm from Rome.
East or west?
Well, depends on which part of my life we want to talk about, but initially I was born in the eastern part. Moved to the western part, it had better access to the port.
So you spent a good portion of your life in the Western Empire.
Traveled quite a bit, but yes.
Te non Romanes es. You are not a Roman.
Okay, if you think so.
Well, I should have done this beforehand, but sprichst du die Sprache Roms?
You're pushing my limits of Latin. Jeez, man.
That's not Latin.
Okay, that would explain why that one I'm not
No.
following.
That was German.
Is that German? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is probably something that something that probably Erden would understand.
Yeah,
Deutsch.
Erden would definitely understand that.
Halt.
So she just asked him, do you speak the language of the Romans? Or speak the language of Rome?
Now she just see Erden visibly confused by hearing that question in a completely different language. Like, what the hell are you doing?
9. Du sprichst nicht die Sprache Roms? The Germani rule over the city of Rome now.
For you, Tiberius, that is some of the worst news you could hear. That is not a group you want ruling your city.
I don't believe a word he's saying. These are all lies and slander. Rome would never fall.
She's full of lies.
Mm-hmm.
President take
Especially after this dream, I'm already doubting everything.
DK May, tell me, what year was it when you came to this world?
To this world, I actually don't know.
4, 2.
They've been playing all sorts of magic and witchcraft, and things have been shuffled around. I don't know.
When you were last on Earth, what year was it?
425.
425.
Yeah, sounds about right.
God is telling you 425.
Yeah. Go on. So go on with your lies.
And how old are you?
Why do you make me go all the way back with my character? Gosh, what did I say? Oh. You're asking someone like Tiberius to actually remember his birthday. Good heavens. Just another day to make money.
It's a day of gifts, isn't it? That means it's free. You don't have to spend money on it.
People give him gifts? You're out of your mind.
Tribute.
It's called dividends.
Oh, that was good.
It's called dividends.
Oh. Oh, I think you just made my night with that.
You're welcome.
Did Mary make it?
I'm here.
She is here.
I'm still eating dinner. Sorry, I was really late getting off work.
That's okay, because Megan just got home too, and she is eating dinner.
And I'm still in the middle of eating dinner.
Your age, Roman?
You're not gonna
Oh.
forget it again, are you, Eric?
What?
You're not gonna forget about it again.
I keep being pulled away from it. Let's see. Show. We're saying. So what year are we claiming it is right now?
425.
425.
You made this character up and you can't remember how old he is?
No, I wrote it down. I'm just trying to. You guys are telling me though that we're well past 425 now.
We have not said that. She is just asking how old you think you are.
Assuming it is
I really
425.
don't like where this line of questioning is going, but I would be just shy of 60 now, give or take.
What?
Apparently, Tiberius is also an old man, unbeknownst to us.
He's pretty old, yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew
It's
that.
obvious.
That
Yeah, it should have been obvious by now.
That's
No
why he's
one's
always
young,
running.
Rich.
He's got dad bod.
He does. He really does.
And
With one
Dad.
dad.
He hasn't gone through his Uncle Iroh workout yet.
Oh, there's never been a workout.
Especially in these ages, he's an elder. Most people don't even live to be that old.
Nope.
well.
Which god did you pay off?
He tried to pay them all off. Most of them said no.
That sounds about right.
You were shy of 60 in 425.
So, Tong gets a surprised look on her face. Oh, dang, you look very good for someone who is 110 years old.
What?
See, now we know everything you're saying is complete and utter lie.
Okay. Can I take a moment to interject some of my own thoughts here to catch up to this?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
If I remember the last time I left Adea, she was working on creating a necklace to put one of those incredibly dangerous wild magic crystals onto,
Mhm.
and had given herself dyslexia.
Yes.
Its permanence not known.
Mhm.
So not having been part of the shared dream, at best I can tell,
No, you were not.
she wakes up well refreshed, and the first thing she does is goes back to her book to see if she can read it.
No.
She is somewhat concerned, but decides to forego being concerned for the time being to go back to making the necklace, rather mostly enthusiastically. Occasionally pondering, but mostly enthusiastically in an Adea-like manner of just, this is what I'm working on, I'm getting to work on it, and I'm going to do a great job.
Can I interject for brief?
Idea, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 14 or 15, I think. Let me double check.
Okay.
I have a passive perception of 15.
Okay, yeah. So because you're still in the cave, fairly close to these guys, you're totally hearing this whole conversation, and you just, whatever information you choose to pick up on, you can. They're not hiding this conversation.
Yes, which is why I wanted to catch up where Adea was, because I'm pretty sure the comments about Tiberius being 50 years older than he was will get Adea's attention.
Can I interject for where Brian is at too?
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling I was also not part of this shared dream, I hope.
Correct.
Nope.
No, you are not.
Good. So I also wake up feeling better because I was not part of some crazy dream, but I probably have picked up on the emotions and like the vibe going around the rest of the party that was in this shared dream and wanting to know what happened, but also like just kind of waking up and looking around and seeing where everybody is and probably ending up listening in on this conversation as well.
Which is happening entirely, or mostly in Latin. Though there have been, like, a couple sentences that Erden was able to pick up.
Oh, right, because I wouldn't be able to understand Tang.
Yeah, because she was not under that spell when...
She doesn't have the language stone.
Nope.
Adea understood every word of it except for the Saxon, though.
I'm probably going to try and get Idea's attention from her necklace, which is going to go horribly wrong.
Technically, the German wouldn't be Saxon. Technically, the German would be Visigoth.
Yeah.
But
Definitely not that.
But Tong
But it's
doesn't know
close enough.
Gothic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
But it's close enough that Erden would definitely be able to pick up simple sentences like that, where he's like, wait a minute.
Honestly, he was around Maximus and the Druids. He probably would have picked up several more languages than just what he's very proficient in.
So
Yeah.
is this conversation, or is this just Tong?
This is just Tong and Tiberius.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, Rada's outside right now.
Slavic, but I don't think we're that close to that yet.
No. I think I'd be listening, trying to understand what's going on, but also realizing it's like, oh shoot, I can't understand Tong anymore. Probably mentally going through the fact of, oh wait, she doesn't have one of those little language stone thingies, so if she speaks anything other than Fae, I'm not going to understand her. Dang it!
So yes, as Adea continues working on this necklace, she hears the part where Tiberius is 110. And she looks up and she goes, does that apply to me too?
Does what apply to you?
Are you from Earth? I wouldn't think so, given that you can speak Fae. I haven't
No, I
gone
am not.
around the whole aging process in this world. I've been keeping track of how old I am in terms of Earth years, but not necessarily here, because
Here is weird.
Yes.
just as God said.
Oh, okay. But I've missed out on 50 years of human technology. What kind of crazy things could they have come up with?
You didn't really miss out on any technologies. You did miss the Huns invading Italy, though.
The Huns did what?
Did they bring new weapons with them?
The Huns invaded Italy 25 years ago.
What are Huns? I'm asking this in Fae because I know Tong can speak Fae, but I don't know what. I mean, I'm assuming she switched back to Fae to answer Idea.
Adea can speak Latin.
Oh. But I can understand.
You could probably pick out Hun, though. Like, certain proper nouns like that are going to be the same pretty much across languages, so you probably would pick that up.
Okay, so what does Hun mean?
nomadic people that ride horses for warfare.
I feel like we have
Bring new weapons.
encountered the word
This is a
Huns
very
before.
important question.
They gave Rome a weapon. Severely weakened it. And then recently, the Germani Fodoraki forced I believe it was a 16-year-old emperor to abdicate. In the Western Empire, the Greek part is still going on.
16-year-old emperor is the only thing you've said that might make sense.
Well, wait till I tell you this. The Germani have not only moved into Gaul, they also moved into Hispania in northern Africa from Mauritania all the way to Carthage.
That might mean something to Amror, but it doesn't
Not
not to
to
Adea.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I think Amror talked about Hispania.
Amror's from
Yeah, he told me about Hispania then, I guess. I think so.
So you're telling me, though, Constantinople at least is still there?
Yes, Constantinople is still there. Technically, Rome is
For
still
now.
there. Technically, Rome is still there, but just it.
It's under different management.
Oh, for the days of Trajan. I miss those days. And then you people had to come in and ruin things.
See, that scares Tiberius because you say something that sounds real there. He looks at that with great skepticism, but now he's actually deeply concerned.
Adea is a little disgruntled because Tang won't tell her if they brought new weapons, but we'll go back to her work.
I'm gonna keep trying to understand what's going on. Wait, a spell for that. Hold on. Where's my phone?
You want to know what's going on? It's the end of the world as we know it.
And Adea feels fine.
I think that we've killed Tiberius physically. Now we're killing him mentally.
But did you actually die?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He got well below double his health in that single attack.
He got blown up by a bazooka.
I only dreamed he died. Put it that
Tooth.
way.
Tooth was responsible.
Of course, Tooth was responsible.
Tooth also shot himself into a river with that blast.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages on myself so I can understand what's going on.
Okay.
So you're beginning to understand now. You're
Oh,
technically
I understand what you're saying. I'm still skeptical. But your last comment, at least, it's one of the more realistic things you've said.
Oh,
I don't see how our throat would fall, though. I mean, Lord knows I paid enough in taxes for the bloody army.
Oh, your arm. See, that's one of the bad things about your Rome. You rely too much on the Fodiwaki. You rely too much on foreign mercenaries. Then those mercenaries got fed up and deposed the emperor.
Are you still doing this in Latin?
Yes.
This would have to be in Latin.
Actually, Ern's probably like a quarter of the way following along with most of the basic stuff. Like, oh, good for 110, 16-year-old, probably emperor something.
Using the name of the conquerors.
And you're saying it was Germanic Huns who came into Rome.
Well, 25 years ago, the Huns, they weren't Germanic, though they probably did have some of the Goths with them. But no. The Huns came in. The Romans actually managed to get them to stop for once. And the only reason why the Hunnic invasion of Italy stopped is because Byzantium stopped paying tribute to them.
Mm.
And then their leader died. And it was 25 more years of weakening power. And then the Fodiwaki came in, deposed the emperor, and now Odoacer Rex Est. You have no idea what that is because you haven't been there in 50 years.
And a day goes, is anybody still ordering Gladius?
I regret that they can't see your facial expressions because they're perfect. Word for it, but his facial expressions are perfect for this.
Oh man.
Do you have any proof of what you're saying?
That's a good question, because there's a good chance you would.
Hold on.
She needs a Roman coin. A very new Roman coin.
Like, that's hard to do.
That's true. Yeah. You know what? She definitely has the new currency. That is very much it's got a little bit of Rome in it, but it's definitely been kind of taken over by Germanic style money.
She'll reach into her wallet, pull out a handful of coins, make sure that they are current year, throw them at Tiberius's feet, and say, "You want proof? There's your proof." And don't just collect them. Look at them. Examine them.
No, he's definitely going to pick them up slowly as though they were something alien.
Tiberius, because of what you are as a merchant,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do an appraisal check, which will be, I think it's an intelligence.
Yeah, I think that's intelligence.
But you'll have proficiency.
Yeah, so that's one of the few things I have a lot of proficiency in.
Oh. Define a lot.
That'd be 18-ish.
18?
Yeah, no, sorry. He was asking to find a lot. Although that doesn't help much.
So whatever you roll, it's plus 18?
No.
Oh, that's
the base was no. No, obviously not. So that would be that would only be a 10.
Go ahead and roll at advantage because money is like it's your
thing.
job.
You would hope. You would hope that's a okay, so that would
I mean, honestly, your DC is not very high because, I mean, it's money.
Yeah. Should be a 15 then, because unfortunately,
easily. You can easily tell that this is real, real gold, real silver, but it is not the style that you're used to seeing. You can see the date stamp on there. This is legit stuff.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say was like I'd be looking at it almost. My hands starting to tremble. It's so alien, and yet so actual real.
Just be glad it's only 50 years and I didn't like suddenly shunt you guys to like the 21st century where it's like, here, have a euro.
That would be hilarious.
And terrifying.
So you might as well have.
In the 21st century.
Is Tooth with the booze still near me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going to quickly grab the flask from Tooth and take a long sip.
Yeah, Tooth doesn't really have the strength to fight you off, so...
She's just interested.
However...
If she's interested in weapons, and
Mhm.
depending on where we end up, is she hanging out with people like Russia, or is she hanging out with people like the U.S.? It's a day. Who the heck knows?
Who knows?
Alcohol.
With Tiberius, is he just like full on just swallowing, like full on mouthfuls, like not even bothering to breathe at this point?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. I need a constitution save.
Tiberius is just trying to drink and get drunk right now because he doesn't want to.
Yes, he is.
But there's also
Of course, on that I get a nat 20. we can barely figure out money here, but that we're good on.
Iron's nothing there.
Yeah.
We nailed that.
What are you looking for? Food.
Adea.
So far, he's pulled out a submarine. He was thinking of a sub sandwich. But that wasn't what he wanted because he realized that was.
He's got the little plastic submarine.
Yes. So he kind of put that out because he thinks it's cute. And then he rolled because he's just thinking of a sandwich.
No, because if you don't roll the 4, you just don't. You're just pulling lint out,
Oh.
basically.
Okay. Well, this is what he's pulled before. And he has pulled out, for some bizarre reason, a meatball sub.
I don't know how good that is.
He just shrugs his shoulders and takes a bite. Because he's like, I don't want to get too drunk. I should eat food.
Italian meatballs. They don't exist yet.
Well, bazookas don't either.
No. His bag is a TARDIS.
Yep.
He stole somebody's sub.
Can you cook chicken in it? Can you cook chicken in his bag?
No.
Also felt like I could probably pull out a cooked chicken.
Anyway, back to Tiberius' crisis.
Very drunk.
He's gulped down a ton, and he'll finally stop and take a bunch of deep breaths.
Wow, fing für an zu trinken. Als ich erwachte hatte. He started drinking sooner than I expected.
I genuinely cannot remember if Host knows any Latin. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he just kind of has this look on his face that he's a little concerned for Tiberius because Tiberius went from being calm to looking like he was in denial to having a full-on panic attack and downing half a bottle of whiskey. And he's just like, can somebody tell me what's going on? What's wrong with him?
I will. I can figure it out. I cast a spell on myself. As
Okay.
I will gladly fill in Hosk as far as what's going on. Because, like, apparently Tang is letting Tiberius know the history of what's going on in the human world. And Tiberius is not happy about it because apparently he's, like, what, 110, I think she said? And other people are in charge of his homeland than he remembers.
What do you mean he's 110? He definitely does not look 110. He's alive, for one thing.
True.
He's alive for one.
Well, Tong was saying that in the human world, 50 years has passed since the time that he came into this world.
I'm
So-
sorry. 50 years.
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know. I'm from here.
He's just gonna look at Tong. He can't speak to you, but it, just in his native Gaelic, it's just like 50 years.
Actually, Ern will have gone over to Tiberius and kind of pat him on the back and try to just take the flask away from him a little, and kind of like looks up at us, just like, yeah, that's what
Okay.
happened.
I want you to stealth that, my friend.
Kind of like going behind him, just kind of like patting him on the back while just trying to slide it out of his hands.
What's your passive perception, Tiberius?
Oh gosh, where did I write that?
Oh my.
He's a 110-year-old man. It can't be that high.
Well, he feels like he's nearly 60. Okay.
I need to ask 2 questions.
10?
One,
Hang
did we experience popcorn when we were in the New World?
What?
Did we experience popcorn when we were in the New World? That is today's question.
No, there wasn't any popcorn.
Then the second question is irrelevant, and if anybody bought any corn.
No.
We're going to watch the show.
No.
But Jen, to answer your question, it looks like it's a 10.
Okay. So what was your stealth?
An unmodified 16.
Oh, yeah, you easily get that away from him. He has no idea you've taken it.
He's also very distracted, moping in his mind of all his assets being gone.
Meanwhile, Host now is like, excuse me? Because he is the other human in your group, and he's like, no, 50 years is not passed. No way.
That's a lifetime for a human.
Yeah. Host is not as old as you. Pretty sure he was either in his 20s or 30s, but like, still. That would put him in his 50s or 60s, so it's like,
I have an out of character important question.
Okay.
Is Amror dead?
No!
Amror's a changeling, so his lifespan's longer.
It isn't that much longer, though, is it?
So it depends on a few things. Basically it'll just depend on, number one, how involved he got in the Brythonic Wars. So the Saxon Wars. How involved he got in that. Because obviously, regardless of whether you're a changeling or a human, you can still die by arrow or sword or, you know.
Yeah.
Knowing the Saxons, they like their spears, so.
So, depending on how involved he got in that, and depending on whether he spent any more time in the other world while he was away from his companions.
Amor can't be dead.
Amror could very well be dead.
No.
Amror was not exactly the youngest member of our party either.
I refuse. Rena refuses.
He wasn't as old as some of our other party members, but 50 years is easily enough to kill him.
Nah, what happened is that Amor saw or noticed that it's taken a really long time for any of your previous party members to get back to you. Perhaps I should follow them, see how things are faring.
I can see him doing that.
He can find portals, so.
He is very capable of finding portals.
Yeah.
But Amror was in his 30s already when we last saw him.
Yeah, that would put him in his 80s.
Yep.
Alright, so
Tom will go.
Still alive. Tom will go up to Tiberius, pat him on the back. Don't worry. This is only the second umpire that I've seen crumble.
What was the other?
The Han Dynasty of my homeland.
Uh, there's how much reading did Tiberius do, like history wise? Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Okay. So that would be a 15.
Yeah, he's heard of the Han Dynasty before. You would know that that was quite a while ago too, and that seems a little weird. That she would have witnessed this.
It's really off-putting.
Well, she also nostalgically talked about Trajan, who was also a long time away.
Oh, poor Tiberius.
Yeah. No, Jen, remember I thought I told you, but he was wealthy enough. He had his own little private library. All the scrolls.
I don't recall this, but that doesn't mean you didn't tell me.
Wouldn't put it past him. He's old.
Amber might be older now.
Yeah, Hosta's also going to take some of that whiskey because he is having a hard time coming to He's like, I had a family, man. Like, it's, the fact that they may or may not still be around
is not okay.
Yeah.
I guess it all really depends on when he came to this world. Does he know the date that he disappeared from his life?
Yeah. Like,
I mean, he was in the city before us, so who knows?
Yeah, so for him, it could be that when you say 50 years, he doesn't realize you mean 50 years from 425 because he may not have come into the other world in 425.
Yep.
If he, oh yeah, so if he came in later than we did, then it wouldn't have been full 50 years from when he came in, unless he somehow got there before Tiberius did. Then there really is no hope.
It's possible.
What's even crazier is a day I literally came in right at the beginning of our Otherworld adventures. Like,
yeah.
Before he joined us.
She
Yes,
hasn't
but-
even gotten to experience the human world yet.
Oh, yes, good point.
I just remembered something. We have another person that is technically human. The drum.
Oh, the drum.
Yep. He has been uncharacteristically quiet all of this. Because he does in fact understand Latin and he hasn't said a word.
Do I need to hug the drum again?
I mean, we don't know what he's thinking right now. We don't know if he's upset, concerned, or if he's just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. That's a new development.
I can see any and all of these being options.
Yeah.
The drums still have the capability of using sending. Did Taliesin have the capability of using sending? I presume he did.
Taliesin as a human did, yes.
But can Taliesin as a drum use sending?
Nope. He only has great rhythm.
The only spells that he can cast now are ones that only require his vocal cords, because that is all that is intact.
Great, so you can still cast Vicious Mockery.
And he is an epic level bard, so his Vicious Mockery will bring you to tears.
Run now.
He always did.
Could he use sending?
I think that's material components at minimum.
Yeah, I think it has. I don't know. It's been a while since I've.
Sending verbal somatic material.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's somatic component to that. They're all of them.
The drum probably doesn't count for his somatic components, but he definitely can't use any material.
No. He could still give you bardic inspiration.
That would be amazing. Can you imagine the epicness of bardic inspiration from Taliesin?
Oh, his is like a straight D20 roll. Like. But yeah, he's been uncharacteristically quiet, while the other humans have been kind of having a breakdown. Like, I'm sure that it's probably just now hitting Erden too, because there were a lot of humans that you spend a lot of time with.
The moment he was eventually able to figure out, wait a minute, 110, 60, that's 50 years.
Radea has no reason to be distracted.
I'll handle this later. Everyone else seems to be panicking.
I think I'm concerned for my party members, even though I don't think it would affect me nearly as much because I'm from the other world and I'm normally in the other world. I mean, I get to meet humans, but I think I don't know.
I was to say, I mean, weird thought for you. That baby you met is now 50 years old.
That who?
Prince Cador.
Cador.
Duke Cador. Yes. Oh, the Duke.
I mean, we also were there with the Great Scare of Londinium, so I mean, this wasn't our first time watching people violently accelerate in age.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Tooth still has the beard. Tooth never de-aged.
Lana's probably dead now too.
Who?
Lana.
Yeah. Druids can extend their age, but not that much. And she was already pre the other stuff. Oh.
I think that campaign actually took place later because Cador was actually a teenager in that original campaign.
Oh yeah. You're right.
She's still dead though. Like
I thought for a minute there that Henry like somehow heard all of that, heard 50 years and had a heart attack and just
No, I'm still outside meditating. I was trying to think when I'm going to walk back inside because apparently everyone else is having a freak out, and I'm just sitting out there going, pretty sky. Look at all the stars.
And Adea is just sitting there in the cave working on her project like a kid playing with their toys.
Yeah, I was going to say, Henry, with your passive perception, you would have definitely heard Host echoing down the hallway. What do you mean 50 years?
What's going on here?
Well, Henry, should we check out what's going on down there? I'm worried Tang did something, and it's making at least our humans upset.
I mean, probably. Haas does seem a little bit agitated. I wonder what happened. Yeah, let's go back in and see what the fuss is about.
So you two would come back in to see that everyone's kind of sitting having a conversation. Two of your party members are definitely... One's tipsy, for sure. One of them is downing... two of them are, like, passing Tooth's whiskey back and forth, the two humans, looking quite distraught. Erden's got this kind of, like, look on his face like he's been doing math, and he's like... Oh no. Idea has kind of... She's got stuff in her hands that she's working on. But you can also kind of see that same look on her face as she's thinking about something that they were talking about.
I think it's fair to say that Adea is probably working on stuff like a child playing with their toys in the middle of a room of people panicking. You're just like, that person looks way too happy for what is going on here.
I probably look concerned as well as confused.
Brina's probably only, looking concerned. Like, she's probably the least worried looking of them all, aside from Idea, who's obviously like a child. Because obviously what just happened doesn't affect Brina the way it affects everyone else.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, but I can see that it affects my party members, and I'm like, I want to help my friends, but I don't know how to help my friends.
Yeah.
How do I help?
Tang, however, looks totally unaffected and is just like,
well,
I just delivered the day's news. Like,
well, she has to say more. She probably has to say more. Look more like, I did too good of a job this time.
Oh, whoops!
Like I.
You broke at least
Somebody
2
lose a
people,
drinking game.
unclear for a third, and a fourth is currently doing damage control for the other 3.
Yep, it was her.
So, whose aunt died?
Whose aunt died?
No,
Actually, you know what? To that, Host will be like, probably everyone's.
Wait, what?
Ooh, sore subject.
They're dead. They're all dead.
My friends are all dead.
Yeah.
All my friends are dead.
It's the oh my gosh, no. I don't want to become a living version of that book. All my friends are dead. No.
Well, you won't. Your friends are fine. You just saw them.
I know. I know. But friends of all of my friends are dying, apparently. No.
Alright, Tong, what did you say to Tiberius that caused all of this? That Rome has collapsed, and at least Tiberius hasn't been in the human world in 50 years?
It's actually all of us.
So, 50 years, you say? Tiberius, when were you last in the human world? I'm not, just asking for a friend.
Henry, we were all there. What do you mean Rome is gone?
Did Tiberius get there like recently? Did he? Yeah.
I don't know where George went, so I will also do George. George will be like, Henry, we're the ones who dragged him here. He was last in the human world with us.
This is
in
true.
London. Londinium.
Just before the boat that sank and threw us at Atlantis.
You know what? That point in my life is a little bit groggy and foggy. I may not been all that into present at the time. Ooh.
I can see that the fall of Rome was not that well known amongst all of you. I would have thought. I suppose I am more well informed about matters in the human world than most, but dang.
Well, we have been busy kind of, dying in this world, so for the past
Over and over again.
while.
That doesn't sound
Okay,
healthy.
Haas, speaking of unhealthy, Haas, could you please put that down now? I don't think your stomach can expand that far.
Adea will look up at Rada's admission of having known of the fall of Rome and will go, she wouldn't tell me. Did they bring new weapons?
How would I know? I know just as much about the fall of Rome as you do.
So, I wasn't too attached to Rome itself, but who sacked it?
The Germani.
Who sacked it this time?
This time.
Well, this time it was the Germani, but Hans may have. Well, the Huns caused the Germani to move into Gaul and Hispania and northern Africa, right, all the way up to Carthage. The Romans had a bunch of Germanic mercenaries. They formed a federation called the Foederati. Then the Foederati got upset with the new emperor, and so marched on Rome, forced him to abdicate. The Senate has yet to appoint a new emperor, or approve a new emperor. Though, this Odoacer guy now claims to be king of Rome.
Behind me.
Ow.
Oh, beauty, my old friend. Come to purr
I would
me.
never hurt you. I would just make you
Guys,
uncomfortable.
You've put me in the shower I do not wish to go into. You trimmed my claws when I asked thee not to. You do not feed me whence I beg, as I waste away to nothing.
I
Have you
love
guys
that
seen
Albus
Diary of a
somehow
Sad Cat?
directed
Seen on YouTube the Diary of a Sad Cat?
Yeah, it's the sad cat. Well, not
that Albus is not only a sad cat, but the sad Puritan cat. Oh, does not feed me whence I beg.
It is so bright out there now because so much snow has fallen in the last 2 hours.
We got some snow here today. It stuck to the hood of my truck, and that's about it.
Well, so I had to. So I went up this hill. Because I was taking like literally the long way around because I was dodging all major roads. Because I'm like, I know which roads are most likely gonna have accidents on them. And so I had to go down a hill and then up a hill. And when I was going up the hill, the right hand side had like 10 cars and vans with their flashing lights on because they could not make it up the hill.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I love you, duh.
Like, you guys need a little more arm. You should have just kept going.
That reminds me, before I forget, because Mary, you would love this. So I met a new person in my ward yesterday who's from Shelby.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wait, what's her name?
we got to chatting, and she actually knew where Bynum was, which was awesome. And she was like, I get people around here all the time who think that I went to school with them, and I'm like, sweetheart, there were 200 kids in my entire school. We did not graduate together.
Where is she from? I mean,
Huh?
what's her name?
What?
What's her name?
Sandy. What was her last name? I don't remember her last name. I do know that she has 2 brothers, and one of them has Down syndrome. And that her mom died in a car accident like 6 years ago. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. But I don't remember much more than that. But yeah, we were talking about how you planned everything for, you'd have a Great Falls Day where you'd plan everything, your grocery shopping and your orthodontics appointments and all that because it was the nearest Walmart to everyone and all of that. And we'd gotten onto the topic, there were some other people there, we were talking, and one of them asked me, like, where do you go to dig up dinosaurs? And I was like, oh, in Colorado, just outside the monument. He goes, oh, that's not that close. And I was like, it's only 4 hours. That's not that far away. And she just busted out laughing and goes, yep, she's from Montana.
Yep.
It's fine.
It's fine. 4 hours? That's nothing. And they were like, I don't get it. What's so funny? That's so far. And we're like, you don't understand. We would travel 4 hours for a church dance in one night.
Yeah, it's like, this is normal. So normal.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Back to the tragedy that is this party.
Yeah, we're only going to go for a little bit longer because I got up an hour earlier today and I'm really tired.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I had 4 field trips today, so we had to open the museum because it was closed. So it was just me and my boss running 4 field trips, and nobody else.
Seems like a typical Monday.
Except it's Tuesday.
I know. Just that feels like a Monday day.
Because when I saw like the weather reports, it's like the bad storm's coming in on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, that's tomorrow. And I was like, oh crap, that's today. It's just bad. And then I like got to work, forgot it was Tuesday, and I was like, there's nobody here. And then my boss was like, okay, we gotta go open the museum. I'm like, oh crap, it's Tuesday. Forgot again. It's just been constant repeat today, guys. I can't remember what day it is. I hate holidays.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Also didn't help that we had the NBA All-Star game out this weekend, so I didn't work. I worked from home Friday and Monday because we were not going to deal with that.
Yes.
So my brain is just not where it's supposed to be. On the other hand, if the storm keeps up, I don't know if I have to go into work tomorrow.
Oh. Well, here's 17 right? Snow day.
So since your humans are panicking, I guess it would be a good idea to check out their homes just to see what remains. I don't know, this feels awkward for me to suggest this. I don't normally like doing the kind things.
You can decide every song is like, I'm not sure if I want to be your friend or not.
Henry will kind of turn around as he's like staring off into the sky and walk back outside.
Like, this
was a lot. And go back to meditation with one question. God of death, did my dad die? He was the human one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Go ahead and do a wisdom check and then a religion check.
So 19 for the wisdom, 24 for the religion.
Oh, damn. Yeah, this time you do get through, and you do hear a soft, sort of quiet whisper voice that's like, he's with me.
Dang. Well, let him know that his boy is doing good and is sad that he missed him on his way out.
He says, he knows. He's been watching you. He's very proud of you.
What does he think of his son's crazy friends? That is the mental question that came to mind for me.
Well, you know, most of them are all right, but there's this one who keeps antagonizing the wrong people. I don't know if I want him hanging out with that one.
But you always need one of those guys in your group. It just makes life a little interesting.
But the real question, is that George or is that Erden?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
To be fair, the only one he's got off with alone is George, and George has caused problems while they were alone. And Henry has tried to talk him down, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
And sometimes it's the other way around.
Just bad influences on each other. In fact, I mean, we could throw Tooth in there. Tooth has also caused some problems and antagonizes the wrong people.
I will throw a follow-up question out to my deity. Is this land cleansed? Do we still have to deal with the rot or whatever is eating the magic?
The magic's gone. This place cannot be saved. You have managed to protect the people who were in that cavern. They will have to thrive somewhere else, find some other way to live. But this land is dead. And you may want to tell your friend who was from here that it cannot be saved.
I sense a theme for the news that's being given today.
You do.
I will do that.
You can feel the tremendous guilt coming from this deity. Like, this deity, he is like the squishy bunny. Like, he is so just in tune with emotions, and he's just like, I'm sorry that I have to give you this information. I really don't like doing it. But it's my job
And it's
to bring bad news. And I hate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, as with all things, they all, I guess, decay and pass away. But there is birth or newness from the ashes of the old. Is there any way to, I guess, bring magic back? If not to salvage what was, but to birth a new light?
They're going to have to find new deities to worship.
Mm-mm.
I have brought nearly all of them to me. There are not very many left. The only ones that I have not really touched are the primordial ones. And that's simply because they are birthed from living emotion, living things. Chaos is just something that happens. Love is always there. The earth will always be there. The other deities, they were born from the minds of humans, and they will die with the death of human belief.
And we know this was the Greek area, right?
Yes.
Does that mean Rada no longer has a goddess to worship?
Means I'm a philosophy cleric, baby.
Wait, what?
That'll all depend on whether she tries to reach out. Our Greek deity followers have not felt a lessening in power as of yet, but that does not mean that it's not going to happen. Right now, this could be, if just like he said, he's met most of them. Most of them have come to him. He has brought them to his afterworld where everyone goes. He did not say all of them. He did mention that the ones he will probably never meet are the primordial ones, just because they are like him. Death will always be. Love will always be. The earth will always be. Whether the earth stays planet Earth or gets blasted into other pieces, those rocks still exist. They will become another rock, and it still exists. Gaia's not going anywhere. But
well,
a god of thunder can't exist if there isn't an atmosphere.
Okay. Thank you for the quick reply and for the words of comfort. And I will deliver the news to my friend about his home.
He doesn't speak again, but you do feel the approval and like the encouragement.
And I turn around and walk back inside with a look on my face that I just seen a ghost.
Okay, Henry, what is it this time?
Well, I have more bad news. And I guess if we want, I can wait for next... we can wait for the morning once we've digested what has been told, or I can rip the Band-Aid off now and just get on with it.
Just do it. We've had trying experiences, especially
How
me.
much worse? Faust is just like, how much worse could it possibly get?
Well, with the news that a long time has passed in the human realm. I had one question because I wanted to figure out if we still were needed in this one. Apparently, this land is dead. There is no more magic. And
Well,
the
that's
only
much
way
was
to
obvious.
Yep, and the only way to breathe new life into it is to find new deities, new gods to worship. Because apparently, most of the gods, if not all of them, have already passed on to the next plane. If I understood that right from my deity.
Yes. The gods of this land are dead.
The gods of this land are dead.
Adea finally starts to grasp the gravity of at least some of the situation and goes, the Greek gods themselves died. The Greek Phaeland has died. How widespread is it? I'm not that far away from them.
I guess he didn't get into that with me, but it almost sounded like he was talking about the natural order of the world. He talks about how the gods are born from basically the faith of those who worship them. And when they are gone, so are the gods.
All right, so before Henry started answering Idea's questions, Rada just went, "They'll tell me something fucking new," and she will turn and walk out the cave.
Actually, Ern will be following her.
Okay.
Well, the other question is there a way that we can find a portal back to the human realm?
We need Amor and his ability to find portals. He's not dead.
I mean, just from my knowledge of history, this is a normal pattern. You go from many gods to a single god, and eventually, you're not going to want to hear this type here, but it's just a trend. No deities.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that I've noticed things have gone.
Last deity did make me sacrifice.
It's just a phase. They'll grow out of it.
It's like they're children.
And so Adea, in response to kind of Henry, is like, well, I mean, I was never known to be devout to the gods. I'm kind of proud to have outlived them, but my homeland was not far from here.
Mm-hmm. He didn't speak to that nature of what else has been affected. Only that this land. I guess in my mind, I was wanting to make sure that there wasn't anything else that needed to be done here to help save it.
Yes, I do believe that while I was here last time when the refugees were here, they mentioned that Nomiki had gone over to talk with the Amazons. Suppose it would be a good idea to head in that direction. Though I do have to ask, what in the underworld did you all do to Rada? I've never heard her talk like that. And earlier today, she came and asked me about my religion.
There's been a lot going on. But mainly, I don't know if we've done anything particular to her. It's just the gods have been fickle. And the things that we have been fighting have been very dependent on that.
It might not matter to me, but it mattered to her.
Yeah.
Look,
but I'm not sure as to Rada's issue.
Last I saw her, we were on our way to Sahetaru. I got distracted by a bunch of merchants, and when I turned back, she's gone. She's like that for 2 years, or the equivalent of 2 years on this world. I hear back that she's around, and we finally meet up, she's different. Granted.
We all just about 2 years.
Now, granted, 2 years is, I guess, a long time for all of you.
Yeah, 2 years with no memory of it until we could get to Conla's well to restore our memories.
Well, that's just it. That's just every year of my life that isn't a major event. I'm 4.75 centuries old. In human terms. 2 years is nothing.
To you, but to other people, it's a lot.
And that...
Especially with no explanation for it.
You hear a quiet voice finally clear their throat and speak up. As Taliesin finally decides to talk. And he just seems to be addressing Tang. He's like, I know that you've been around for a very long time. And that this is not a big deal for you.
Well, I know it's not a big deal for me, but I'm just saying. She's been gone for most people a long time and has changed significantly in that time. I barely noticed, but I still noticed a change.
Yes, and I do think it was a gradual change, that the loss of her homeland and potentially the deity that she has given up everything for are gone. And there was nothing she could do about it. She's probably feeling helpless. And I think the best thing we can do is support her.
I think on hearing that, I'm gonna stand up and go wander off after Rada. Hopefully finding her and just giving her a hug. I can just imagine Brina like wrapping her arms around like one of Rada's front legs. Just not saying anything, just being there. Because Rada's her buddy.
You know what? If we keep up this pace of
So then
accelerating...
Rada and Erden are going to be, Brina and Erden are going to be the ones who go to look for her.
Oh no, I left with Rada. Or just right after her.
No, Erden, give me my bottle back.
Actually, Hosk has her right now, and I did leave my bag, so.
Oh, okay. I was like, I could have sworn that the bag was still... Okay, perfect. So, Brina will follow after you then. So, we'll go to you three. So, we'll start with Erden and Rada, because Erden did leave immediately with Rada.
Raw will go to the...
tell you, Brina, when you catch up.
Yeah, Raw will go to the center of the town, just stare up at the stars, and if there's a moon, the moon in particular.
There's not much of the moon. It's a sliver. It does look like it's heading towards a
new moon. What do you want, Odin?
Actually, Ern will actually find, while looking around with his sword out, he'll kind of like find the farthest, like mostly intact structure of the place, but of the town, but also farthest from Rada. He will take off his armor. And he will rage and attack the building.
Okay.
While screaming every swear word he knows in several different languages.
Bollocks. Sorry, that's the first one that came to mind. Balls. I've been watching Supernatural recently. It's just... yeah, okay. I mean, the structural integrity of these buildings are not great, so there's definitely going to be lots of collapsing buildings. Rada will definitely know what's going on. Like, there's no hiding it from her perception.
Well, no hiding it from her perception, but also, Erden's done this before.
Brina, you will come out as he's, like, probably finishing up doing this, so you're hearing a rage.
Yeah.
Probably pick up a chair and throw it at like the nearest door as they both smash into each other.
I'm still gonna make my way over to Rada first because trying to get close to Erden at this time to offer any comfort will probably end up with me being accidentally thrown into a wall. Accidentally, because he would never throw me deliberately, but accidentally.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna go over to Rada and just kind of wrap an arm around her like front left leg and just kind of be there.
Rada is trembling.
Yep.
It's probably a bit hard to keep grasp lest you be thrown off. She doesn't say anything, though you get the feeling that if you were just a little bit taller, she'd probably like put her hand on your head.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm not taller, but I get it.
The gods. They just love to mess with us. Don't you? Though, you are one of the better ones. Not screwing anyone over on... words escaping me. Petty. Good number of them deserved it. But still. Eros messing with us. Possibly. Triton. Quetzalcoatl. Whatever that Celtic chaos goddess is. I'll stick with you to the end, Diana. Stick with you to the very end. But do not be angered by my searching in other pantheons. Hopefully they have some peace. Perhaps when you're gone, I can have a normal life. Though, with the way things have been going on, I shall take that chance. It's absurd. After all, we are the Whims of Fate. We're getting tossed in its storms. Sinking in almost every ship that we get on.
Yeah, the ocean doesn't like us.
What are the chances that you guys end up on the Titanic?
Frighteningly high.
Frighteningly high, yes.
If we live long enough, almost a certainty.
We keep talking
Remember
like it's a certainty.
I'm gonna. How on earth am I going to explain myself on the Titanic? Either in my normal form or with my glamour up, like literally. How am I going to explain that? But I think as I'm listening to Rada vent, with the whole normal life thing. I'm just gonna. I smile a little bit. It's like normal life, right? Because because the party is gonna lead us to a normal life.
Don't even know where I would go for a normal life.
I think I'd go back home. But I already know all the stories there.
To be back home again.
Does Brina actually say that?
I think so.
Raw will look down at you and give you a seriously look.
What?
Her home just evaporated, basically.
Gestures to the landscape around her.
I didn't mean to be insensitive, Rada.
They do say home is wherever the heart is. Perhaps the road is my home. As long as you'll be there, I'll be happy.
I have a lot more stories. I have a lot more stories to collect.
And I'm sure you can get plenty with Tang. Perhaps we can reform her. Make her more good.
I don't think Marco believes it.
I think if we can just get her to be okay being kind, I'll be happy.
Look, she's
not used to the kind thing. Like that just makes me sad.
Look, she does as she claims her nature commands her to do, which involves a lot of pranks. Remember back when I said that I did something terrible?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was there that day. I'm quite certain she saw it. In fact, I almost know for sure she saw it. I mean, she came running after me. Like that bastard Vitamir. But she did her best to comfort me. I mean, offering me things that she normally wouldn't. Her fur is quite soft. It was good to know that she was there. It was obvious on her face that she had no idea what she was doing and felt uncomfortable about it.
Well, that's promising at least.
There's good down there somewhere. So, if we use knowledge as if light from the stars and the moons, we just have to shine some light on it to make it shine.
That sounds really pretty, Rada. I like it. I like what it means, and I like how it's done. Do you mind if I use this?
Well, I am a Twilight cleric. I have to have some Twilight analogy.
As long as it doesn't involve vampires. Sorry, that is a completely out of character comment.
But what if they sparkle in the sun?
No!
Arthur, I loved your very emphatic no.
That was an abomination to the vampire genre.
How much of this has Erden heard?
he's a little busy. He's kind of a little busy breaking down his third house while throwing chunks of wood, screaming out into like the distance, just like. And I don't even get the honor of kicking that man's bloody wooden onesie before he gets thrown in the ground. Why must you take my catharsis?
What the heck is a bloody wooden onesie?
A coffin.
Oh man.
Yeah, perhaps there's something to destruction. If you would mind laying go of my leg, I need to let out some of my frustration.
Okay.
In a similar fashion.
If you feel that's what's best, I'll be here. Just don't throw me into a wall.
Trust me, I'm not like Hosk. I don't go into a blind rage.
Good to know. I think with Rada needing to go off to let off some steam, I probably noticed that Idea has come outside and kind of wander over to her. more for the need of companionship with my friends than anything else, because I don't do as well handling how Erden and Rada are currently choosing to express their anger. It's a little scarier for me, and so even though like I understand it, but it can be scarier. So I'm gonna wander over to Idea.
And this is the second time she's laying off steam today. The first time she took a dive into that cold lake.
Birthday suit question you asked about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Adea has left her rock and necklace inside the cave, and has come out to try and find somewhere somewhat quiet for sending. And and not knowing what it was like outside, but knowing that she had bawling drunks in an echoing cave on the inside, decided she'd try her luck outside.
Yeah.
It's not terribly close to the town, but it's not like super far away either. It's like, just going outside of Bozeman and you can probably hear it because there's nobody there, but it's not like you're catching any distinct words or anything then.
Yeah, you just hear the kind of muddled din behind you.
Which is enough. It's sending. It's mostly picking up on myself, but she does need to hear her own thoughts.
Yeah.
So she heads outside to and casts sending to one of the Amazonian women that was close to her and kind of helped raise her. Probably more distinguished member of that society, though. Sent her away because she had to get her to work on combat-related stuff instead of just crafts.
Yeah.
But trusted the member of the community for her. And cast sending. They're all sisters, but I'm trying to think of which way to word this. It's definitely a sign of respect, somewhere between like mother or elder sister, but I don't know what the word for it would be. If there is a word for it.
There's one in Korean, but
but we'll give that 2 words benefit of the doubt. And she will say, mother or elder sister, are you there? Is the land in need of help? " 'Cause, 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 ' Are you there?
It takes some time, but you do eventually get a response. I'm here. I don't think we need help. Why?
Adea's not her perky usual self. That is a very concerning message to get.
She's,
You're not.
you
your
can hear like the
word.
like what's wrong?
Adea will perk up upon hearing this, and as in classic Adea fashion, burn her another spell slot on sending. I'm in the Grecian homeland, and it is raised. I did not know how far
The destruction had come.
it had reached. Though I do have great faith in all of you, of course. I don't know if it's 25. It's got to be close.
Oh, that. No, we're good. We don't rely on god magic here. We rely on ourselves.
That doesn't sound like an Amazon. Nothing else does.
Huh?
If that doesn't sound like an Amazon, nothing else does.
Do I have another spell slot to burn on sending? I do have another spell slot to burn on sending.
Love you.
I adore you, Dea.
I do too. And not just because it's my husband's character. I adore Dea's character.
I just feel like she's Amorous polar opposite, and it's just hilarious.
Yep.
In some ways, that is true. In several ways, that is true.
You were using another spell slot on sending, right?
Yes. Well, that is great to hear. I will continue my training. Thank you for alleviating my fears.
Oh, yeah.
I should have known.
Yeah, anytime. I'll be a stranger. Love ya.
What a nice family.
I love it.
I don't know why, but I was like slipping into a freaking Wisconsin accent. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. Love ya. It's all this snow. There's like 4 inches outside. I'm just like,
Come on, Dana.
oh, it's following me. It won't go away.
I did serve in Wisconsin.
Oh, now we just need to
And it-
check up on Nomiki.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Wisconsin, and all I can think of is, oh, hi, I'm Logie. I'm burdened with a glorious purpose. I need this in, like, what if they have to have this accent? Like, oh, now, Loki, hand over the Tesseract.
Don't you know you shouldn't be doing that?
It's not good for the environment. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna call it there for tonight because my brain has shut off.
It's about that time for me as well.